Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. So today we have a new video from Chicken Genius Singapore, who has been retired from YouTube, and 2 days ago he posted a video which was a warning to investors, and just now he posted a video that I want to react to. His holdings are Tesla and Palantir. And if you follow him on Twitter, he said that he's keeping these positions. However, he did some very complicated hedge because he thinks the market is going to go down. In any case, I know most of this channel is Palantir and there are some Tesla investors here. So I think his message is super relevant and I want to react to what he says. And on top of it, he's extremely funny. As always, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. And if you want to go further, you can support the channel by checking out the first link in the description below. For $5 a month, you can get access to me and all the tables that we use for the valuations of the companies that I cover, which is pretty much Tesla and Palantir at this point. All right, no further ado. We're going to start this video. It's going to be funny.
If history serves as a guide, this is a start of a capitulation. So how does a start of a capitulation looks like? Companies start laying off workers and speculative levered companies going bust. Today we have Luna, exploded, Celsius exploded, and as of today, we hear news of 3AC going poof. We also have like mega cap companies like Coinbase, Tesla, Sea Limited laying off workers. There's also small tier 1 early stage funds that are laying off 70% of workers. Any financial bros or advisors or fund managers asking you to buy the dip should be fired. In such environments, cash will be the best performing asset relative to everything dropping, so stop buying the fucking dip. As I said this months ago and I stand by it, in a bear market, there will be temporary rallies that look like a hot girl with teasing you. Zip up your pants and walk away. Invest safe.
All right, guys. So should we zip up our pants and walk away? So at first I was kind of, I don't want to say upset, but I felt that it was a weird message that he is in his, he's keeping his Palantir position. And then I realized that I have, with my dad, recently sent $32,000 to our broker account. And it's actually just sitting there waiting for certain stocks to hit certain price targets. For our case, it's Palantir to go towards 6, Tesla to go towards 500, and Netflix to go to 150. And it's a race. The one who gets there the first wins our money. So I realized that I'm kind of doing what he says. However, as always, things are more nuanced than just giving a message to investor like stop buying the dip, the crash is going to come, and sell everything. For example, so the reason why I say it is because nobody can time the bottom, and you have to remember that the bottom will come when nobody expects it. When, the atmosphere is the most bearish, when even you feel like there's no hope, that is probably the bottom. And that is the problem, that there's no real way of predicting it. Then the second thing is, if you're not a trader of stocks, because I agree, if you're a trader of stocks, you are better just sitting this one out and you wait until you have, more bullish signs. But if you have a 10-year investment horizon and you believe that Palantir, for example, is going to be $100 or $200 stock, does it matter that you bought it for $8 or $6 or $10? No. What matters is how much you accumulate at these prices. And I actually crossed my mind because me and my dad had this phone call if we should, buy the dip a few days ago. And I'm very certain that the market is going to go lower. But this thought crossed my mind, what if Palantir goes up from, $10 and it never comes back? Because this is the second or third, I don't know, I lost my points. But it's the next thing that the market doesn't bottom at the same time. So I made videos about this before that, just as the peak didn't happen at the same time. And, I saw a very good YouTube video who was, checking the bottom of all the stocks in the 2008 and the 2000 crash. And guess what? They don't bottom at the same time, just as they don't peak at the same time. And I gave millions of examples of this, that Tesla has been falling. I'm just going to look it up now so I don't say something stupid. But so look at Palantir. The peak of Palantir was January 28. That is 1.5 years ago. The peak of Tesla was November 2021. The peak of Nvidia was also November. But interestingly, if you look at, for example, Teladoc, I believe that they peaked in the summer No, February. Roku peaked in the summer. So the point is that most probably when the bottom is going to hit, it's not going to hit at the same time. And because growth stocks have been hit so dang heavily, most of them are down like 80, 90%. Some are still overvalued. For example, Shopify for me is still overvalued. Zoom is still overvalued if they can't get the growth back on. Doesn't matter what Cathie Wood says. So I think that it's going to be the growth stocks first that will turn in this market. And you never know when that is going to be. So if you are an investor who has a very long-term horizon and you can afford, you don't need the money, and you have the stomach, I think you should be buying on this dip. And you should know how to do evaluations. And for example, you can check out my evaluations if you go to Patreon, first link in the description box below. And then you have ideas of how much of a discount you get. For example, for me on Palantir, anything below 9.76 is a steal deal. Tesla, I believe it's 650. Anything below that is a steal deal. If you know this and you can wait, then you can, buy every month. And if you are lucky, it's going to be a very prolonged recession. It's going to, last 6 months more, maybe a year more. And all it's going to result in is that you are able to amass a huge position in these companies. And when they go on the other side, and I want to show you this very interesting picture that I found on Investopedia about bull markets and bear markets historically on the S&P 500. And this also will give us a clue about how far into the recession we are. But I just want to show you. So you see the bear markets, they don't last that long. They're like blips here. I'm going to make my head a little bit less. And look at how powerful bull markets are and how much they go. Like this is 100%. I mean, this is less. But look at this. This is like 500% up. This is 250% up. So imagine that what you want to do in this time period is really building out the biggest position that you can, and you can with the stomach, so you can be along for the whole of this ride. So as of how much more pain we can experience, again, no one can tell or predict, but if history is any guide, you see that this bear market was 14 months, 6 months, 7.9. We are currently in the 6th month or maybe in the 7th month. There is only 3 bear markets that are shorter than it's this one, and the one in 1965 and one in around the 1960s, which is shorter than 7 months or has a 7 in front. And you can have bear markets as long as 17, 20 months, right? So we can turn at any moment, but if history is any guide, we have a few more months to go. And also when you look at the percentages, this one is the biggest, I believe. It's a 50% drop, followed by a 48%. Currently we're at 23%, which is also the third, like this was less and this was less. So it's the third least bearish bear markets. So if we are going to go to 30%, which is, I would say, about the historical average. Okay, so I just want to show you what that would look like. From peak to trough, that would be back to 2018. No, that would just be back to before the Rona crash started. So that would be 30%. 35% would be somewhere here. So I believe that this is, my hunch is that this is where we're going. However, I know so many of you are Palantir and Tesla investors. I think that Palantir is going to be one of the first stocks to turn. So I don't think it's a wise decision to wait this out and not be dollar cost averaging while you can, because you might never again have the chance to get Palantir for below $8. I'm still hoping for a lower price, and let's see what the Fed will report. And thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.